Hello everyone, welcome back to Quantum Minds AI. This is my first news video. We just got ourselves a new competitor for Cloud, OpenAI and Gemini. Google can now be able to solve earthquakes and predict weather patterns. Ideogram promises to give you consistent characters. Hunyuan with the best 3D world model. That and more on this video. The AI world just keeps getting crazy because just when you think AI has reached its optimal, it just keeps getting better. You see new things, new models, and they keep surpassing all the previous records. We're going to start this with a 3D model released by Tencent. They are releasing some of the best models that we've seen in a long time. So they just released a new 3D world model, and it is crazy. It is among the state-of-the-art 3D models that are out there. Let me give you some examples. So here are just some of the examples that were generated using this model. This model can be used in virtual reality, game development, object interaction, and physical simulation. This is just groundbreaking because game development usually used to take very long, but now you can easily develop it with just a few prompts or images. And virtual reality, this is now the metaverse that Mark Zuckerberg has been talking about for a while now. It is very much possible with this, and physical simulation, physics understanding is very much on point with this model. This is how the architecture works. So you can see if you wanted to create a word proxy generation, you submit either your image or prompt. If it's an image, it goes through an rectangular projection, and then from there it goes through a lantern token to understand how much a token is going to need. And then it passes through a denoising transformer, go through however many steps you stated, and then after that it's going to generate your image. And if it is a text, it just goes through the text encoder and then passes through the denoising transformer as well, and then goes through however many steps you stated, and then gives you the generation of your panoramic word proxy. At the bottom here, you can just see this is very much realistic and no deformities, as you can see from other models. This gives you too much control. You're able to select certain parts over the generation and edit them, which is quite rare, and that's something that we haven't seen in many models, especially one that is open source. You can see this is quite realistic. All the details are on this GitHub repo. I'll add the GitHub repo so that you can check it out for yourself. Now we'll look into X-Omni, a new image generation model that uses reinforcement learning, and it just takes reinforcement learning to a whole new level. You can see here, these are some of the generations that were previously generated using this model, and you can see here how it has progressed. So here with only 100 steps is able to generate this. Here with 150 steps is able to generate this, but here now with 200 steps is able to generate the text very accurately. It's able to adhere to the prompt. Even here the bulb is very comical. So this model is able to generate very high realistic images as well. You can see here it's able to generate this image in particular, which I really like, with a very consistent text. You can see here maybe the A is not accurate, but perhaps that is the style that they were going for. And you can see it also generates text very well. This is some of the consistency that we've seen with GPT-4o, which is very rare in an open source model. Here you can see the level of realism in the doc is very telling about just how capable the model is. Here there is a bird as well to the right, and this is quite interesting that you're able to generate this much text in an image. And also keep in mind it was also able to generate Chinese. So here is an English rendering, and this is a Chinese rendering. This is very unique, and you're able to use this right now for free. If you go to this space right here, I'll put the link in the description below so that you're able to access it. When you click on the link, it will take you to this website where you can choose whether you want an English generation or a Chinese generation. So here, once you click on the English generation, it will take you to the Hugging Face repo, and you're able to generate your images right now. And now back to the world of LLMs. We just got ourselves GLM, which is one of the best models for reasoning, coding, and agentic activities. This is just one of the best models, and you're able to access it on this website right here. I will also add this in the description so that you're able to have access to it. But this is just one of the best models that are out there. I'll be testing the model in this coming week, so if you're interested, like, comment, subscribe so that you don't miss any of my videos. So here you can see it is one of the best models, competing with Grok 4 and O3 from OpenAI. Grok 4, as you can see here, Heavy has not been included, but this is open source and it beats Cloud 4 Opus. This is just impressive. Here when it comes to agentic abilities, it is second just from O3. This is very good. And here you can see this is just a lesser model. It's called 4.5 Air, and is even able to beat Cloud 4 Opus, which is currently the best model. Here when you come to reasoning, it is a little bit lacking in the reasoning department, but I don't think it was particularly meant to be a thickened model. And here when it comes to coding, you can see it is third in line, just away from Cloud 4 Opus. This one was fine-tuned for coding, so you need to understand that it is just among the best models that are out there. But yeah, you can see the performance of GLM is quite high when it comes to most of these models. Here you can see it is just outperforming most of these models when it comes to agentic abilities. And here you can see the only competing model that is open source is Kimi. Most of these models are closed source and you have to pay for them. When you come down here as well, you will find that it's among the top models when you compare it to all the other models. Here you can see it is beating O3 when it comes to the TOA benchmark. It is beating most of these models and it's among the top models. Only the models that get to beat it is the Cloud 4 models. This is just quite amazing, and you can access this model right now on the links that I just showed you here. Just by clicking here, you get access to the model easy peasy, and then you start working with it immediately. And now coming to Google, they just released AlphaEarth, which helps map our Earth in unprecedented details. This is going to be helpful for any kind of disasters because now we are able to duplicate the Earth at a much more detailed scale, where we're able to predict most of the weather patterns and natural disasters. So this is just one of the best models that is out there, and it outperforms most of the other models. You can see here it is able to generate custom maps with a satellite embedded dataset. So combining this with AI just gives it a superpower that is unseen, because here when you power it with an LLM, in this case Gemini, you're able to get the abilities of Gemini and partner it up with AlphaEarth so that you're able to get the benefits of both models. And here it also has capabilities of Google Earth AI. For those that don't know what Google Earth is, it's able to give you a visual, 3D visual over a particular landscape or wherever you want of the planet Earth from the satellite, and you're able to just get fine-tuned details over wherever you are or wherever you want to see. Some more news from Google, and they just released the DeepFake in Gemini app, but this is only accessible to Google Ultra members, and you have to pay 250 somewhere around there for you to get access to this model, which most people do not have. So this is going to just be released to early trusted testers for researcher breakthroughs. And here you can see this is quite the model. It outperforms most of the models that are on the market right now. It has a state-of-the-art performance. You can see this is what Gemini is able to generate. This is Gemini Flash. You can see not much details in this generation. It doesn't even have like some of the nuances, the depth, and this is just quite a simple generation. It is put on Gemini 2.5 Pro, the same prompt. You can see it does better, but it doesn't quite get those nuances quite right over these kind of buildings. It doesn't have the cherry blossoms. They're not as vivid as in this generation with DeepFake. DeepFake is just so good. It captures all the nuances of the building, the landscape. It gives you the texture, different kind of depth. It is even able to show you this is the ground, this is the grass, this is the water, which we haven't seen in these other models. So you can see DeepFake is doing something that is very, very powerful here. And when compared to other models, so Gemini 2.5 Pro, you can see this is their best model that if you've subscribed to their plan, this is what you get. It performs When it comes to reasoning and knowledge, just 21%, but this is at 34.8% currently. And OpenAI O3, which is their best model, I actually think this is not OpenAI's best model. Their best model is O3 High. And you can see here, they haven't even included Grok 4 Heavy, because that is their best model. That is the one that does the deep thinking as well for Grok AI. And here for mathematics, yes, okay, it's a little bit disingenuous because they haven't included all their best models for their competitors. And same thing here, I feel like Grok 4 for mathematics has achieved 100% as well. And some news about image generation, we just got ourselves a Flux Krea. It allows you to generate images completely for free, no credit card needed, and no sign up needed as well. So you can just come here, click in the image that you want. I'll also add in this into the description so that you can easily have access to it. But you can just get unlimited image generations just by using this link. Last but not least, we have a Ideogram character, and this model is good. So this is done by Ideogram, a very state-of-the-art a company that produces one of the best models out, and now it is able to generate consistent models just from one reference image. I've tested this out, guys, and it is really good. I'll be sharing more information about that in a video that is coming this week. If you are looking forward to that, just subscribe and make sure that you have turned the notification bell so that you're up to date. Here, this is just the demo video. I hope you can listen to the audio as well. I hope it's not copyrighted, but if it is copyrighted, then it will probably be muted. That is really, really good. Really, really good, right? You can see here, this is some of the examples that they've given, and you submit in this one image, and from there you're able to have all these consistent characters. And I can attest to this, the quality is quite good. And here you can see this image, not particularly high quality. Don't know if you can see, but yeah, not a very high quality image, but you're able to generate very high quality consistent characters from it. This is, I believe, one of its kind, because I don't think there are any models that are able to produce this much consistency just from one reference image. Some of them requires raws that are going to help fine-tune the image so that you're able to generate these images. But with Ideogram character, it's just quickly, and the setup is easy. You just submit your image and you get access to consistent characters, just like that. Boom. For my people that love memes, here is a workflow. So Ideogram is showing you how you can use this. You've already seen this image before, this picture. You've heard of the stories. And here, if you wanted to replace this old madam here with this young lady, you can easily just do that by in-painting. And then voila, you have the lady. Here, if you wanted to in-paint this face over here in the image, you can just in-paint there, and voila, the lady has appeared. You can see very, very consistent. Here is a girl, a different girl, and just in paint in there, you put in your girl. This is a very good way to use this. I will be using this workflow definitely, and I see it applying in a lot of workflows that I have. So here you can also see it works. You can take this kind of feel and vibe about it, and you can remix it and create this image. Here you have this image, you can remix it into that. Another interesting workflow is feature customization. So in the case where you wanted to edit out the background and you just wanted to keep the face, you can easily do that, and you can see here the man remains consistent. Here you can easily change out this background. Again, the man is robbing the bank. And you can see here, in the case where you wanted to keep the puppy in, you can definitely do that as well. This is very, very good. Really like this model. This will be my go-to model, and I'm even planning on paying for it. That is all for the news of this week with regards to AI. We really got ourselves some really amazing models, and you can see AI literally never sleeps. Just when you thought it has improved and it has reached the optimal, it just keeps on doing better and improving. This is what we expect out of AI. Of course, with some guidance and security put in place. Of course, we don't want AI to turn on us, but this was just an amazing week for AI.